Now we're reaching the code that really speaks about how millennials communicate with each other. What are we talking about? This code is called for squad eyes only. Maybe in the ancient times when the Egyptians used hieroglyphics, it meant symbols. Right now, the millennial networks actually use a lot of visual languages. And the visual languages vary per country. For example, in Indonesia, they would use path, right? In Thailand, they would use line.
We have China where Facebook isn't allowed. So you have WeChat, which is a combination of Facebook and Instagram, and you have Weibo, which is their version of Twitter, and then they have QQ. India, you have WhatsApp, which is very strong there. You have WhatsApp groups, and you have these groups that are exclusive groups. Then they also have this thing about Zomato. In India, they go to a restaurant based on a review of a fellow millennial. And then they go to that restaurant, and then what's important is that they also have to leave a review. And I was like, why? And they said, because we want the other millennials to know what it's like to eat. It's like as if it's their responsibility to be able to leave a review.
Each millennial group per country has their own preferences, but the pattern is they have a mix of visual languages which keep the communications actually private, between millennials. They use a mix of channels depending on which groups of friends they're communicating with. If you're not part of the millennial squad, even if it's in plain sight, you will never be able to find it.
The thing there is, the Thais and like Asia, they find a way to say what they mean through different forms. We have a millennial who likes to call himself Earth, right? He has this collection of line stickers that he loves to send out to everybody to say hello. So it's like a beginning of a conversation. So in a way, you say hello, Earth sends a line sticker. And with his girlfriend, if the girlfriend's a bad mood, he will send her 50 stickers until finally she kind of like laughs. There's certain unwritten rules on how to do it. In Indonesia, there's such a thing as real friends and Facebook friends. So we are Facebook friends, but you are not my real friends if you're not on Path. So, right, if you send a message and don't get an answer, it's because you're not my real friend. Because on Facebook, I probably look at it probably 2 hours in a day. But for Kita, she got into trouble with her friend who was in the Netherlands because the friend was wondering, how come I sent you a message 2 hours ago, you never responded, but on Path, you're so active. In, say, China, we have a informant who loves to talk on WeChat, but because she knows she works for a PR company, she decides that, okay, I will be very, very good on Weibo. So I will say, good morning, everybody. It's such a beautiful Monday. But on WeChat, fuck this, it's Monday.
There really is a millennial communication network, which is very specific to them, where they're able to express their meta-me, in different languages. So each part of the meta-me has probably a different language. One could be a visual language. So it's not weird nowadays to hear somebody ask the question, how well do you know your emojis? And can you be able to send a whole message just using emojis? It's amazing the way they communicate now. It's both a visual language and a written language depending on who of yourself you want to express to which of your groups. And it's really meant to communicate to their particular groups, and it affords them privacy as well. It's I think that's such an interesting way of communicating.